I have a strange theory. I think we're witnessing the pornification of conversations. And as part of that, the commodification of friendships. By selling a feeling of being near friendship. Not friendship itself, just a kind of like bottled atmosphere of it. Now, long ago, when I imagined something like, in inverted commas, the commodification of friendship, I pictured something basic and crude, like rent a friend or paid companionship. Something visible enough that you could see it, name it, and even reject it. But what I'm actually talking about is a lot more subtle than that. And I think, honestly, a lot more insidious. Because it doesn't look like a product we're being sold. It just looks like two people or three people talking. So if you listen to someone like Theo Von's podcast, Flagrant, or Call Her Daddy, you'll notice something.
Go for this. That's what reading.
Just give me one pair.
Positive. No. No. You didn't see positivity oozing.
I couldn't be more excited to have you here. Seriously.
I'm very excited. I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. I was just thinking about...
I've been nervous all day though, don't worry. I have my first show tonight, so I'm...
100 contestants.
So these guys aren't part of the audience. They're part of the game show, aren't they?
Yeah.
Life out with those on, you know?
They're not talking to you. They're talking to each other. They don't look at the camera. They don't explain things for an audience. They interrupt each other. They go off in tangents. It feels unstructured. And that's exactly why it works. Because it feels like you're overhearing something real. Like you're sitting at the table with them. Like you're part of the room. But here's the thing, you're not. And the entire thing is being recorded, edited, and broadcast out to millions of subscribers. So there's a strange contradiction at the center of it. On one hand, you're completely excluded, yet the whole thing is designed around you. And now if you look closely, you can see exactly how it's built. And mark my words, it's built. The attention stays between the host, never towards you. Which creates the sense that the conversation is closed, that you're peeking into something private. They leave the mess, the interruptions, the awkward pauses, the inside jokes and roasts, things that would normally be edited out. Because messiness signals authenticity. Your brain reads it as real. And underneath all of it, there's a rhythm. Laughter overlapping, pauses, moments of unexpected openness. And your body recognizes that rhythm because it's the rhythm of real human interaction. So what you end up with isn't quite a conversation, and it's not quite a performance. It's something in between, a kind of designed intimacy, or a simulacrum of closeness. And in that space, you take on a very particular role. You're not a participant, but you're also not a distant observer either. You kind of become a sanctioned eavesdropper, an auditory peeping Tom, loud in, unseen. They don't respond to you. They don't change because of you. They don't even know you're there. Yet if you weren't, none of it would exist. And that tension is the whole structure. Now, once you see it there, you'll notice it everywhere. Take the TV show Gogglebox. The premise is almost too simple. People sitting on couches watching TV together, and we watch them. And at some point, the content they're watching doesn't matter. What you're actually watching is the relationship, the banter, the reactions, the shared experience, the witty repartee. It creates something very familiar. Sitting with people, laughing, reacting together. Except you're not there. You're watching the connection happen from the outside. And then something larger comes into focus. We used to watch things together. Now we watch people watching things together. We used to have conversations, and now we listen to other people having conversations. We've shifted from participating in social life to witnessing it. And it's not necessarily because we prefer it. It's because it's easier, it's always available, and it doesn't require anything from us. No risk, no awkwardness, no rejection. You can enter and leave without consequence. So what these formats are really selling is something we could call borrowed co-presence. The feeling of being with others without them being with you. I'll repeat that. The feeling of being with others without them being with you. And on some level it works. Maybe your nervous system settles a little, you're in the car, you feel a little less alone, more regulated, but something is missing. Because real connections are not just about being near people, they're about being met by them. You affect them, they affect you. Something changes between the two of you, and that part is erased. Now, modern life didn't accidentally produce this. The way we work, the way our cities are built, the way our time gets structured, none of it is primarily organised around human connection and well-being. It's organised around the economy, efficiency, production. And what's interesting about our culture and our society is when something becomes hard to access, it becomes valuable. And when that thing that is hard to access, we have a deep longing for, being closeness and connection, then the markets do what markets do. They don't restore the conditions, they reproduce a feeling of them and then sell it back to us. So the markets and the society deprives us of what we need and then sells us back an imitation of what we need. Something immediate, something frictionless, something always available. Like ultra-processed food. It hits the need, it gives you relief, but it does not nourish. Actually, it leaves you wanting more, still reaching out. And the same system, culture and economy, produce that hunger that stripped you of what you need, sells it back to you at a price. Right there, offering another hit. And here's the uncomfortable analogy. Pornography separates sexual experience from mutual participation. It gives you the feeling without the relationship. And honestly, I think there's something very similar happening here. These formats separate relational experience from mutual participation. They give you the atmosphere of connection, kind of like a proximity, without the exposure that makes connection real. Because what gets engineered out isn't incidental, it's the whole point. Risk, rejection, awkwardness, negotiation, repair. These aren't flaws in intimacy, they are what makes intimacy, and they're exactly what gets removed. So what's left is something very compelling. I mean, millions of people subscribe to these podcasts, but it's also very incomplete. If you pay attention, you can feel the subtle gap. Something's almost there, but not quite.
So here's an interesting piece in all of this. Here I am, on one hand, communicating about the issues related to the one-directional nature of contemporary communication and how the pornification of conversations is occurring. Yet at the same time, here am I speaking to you, but I'm not speaking to you. In reality, right now, I'm speaking to an inanimate object, being the camera, alone in my office. And there we have it. And I just wanted to name that here I am talking about one thing, but doing something that's kind of connected to the very thing that I'm talking about. And this is the kind of the complexity of where we live and the time we live in. Because on one level, there's an element there of this is a great medium in communication to share ideas and share perspectives and insights into kind of what's really going on. But sometimes the medium in itself is part of the very problem, which is what we're discussing. So for me, all of this points to a kind of intimacy vacuum that I think late-stage capitalism, the way we live, work, etc., has stripped us of a lot of the natural resources of closeness and connections that we once had in community. in our relationships, and then feeds it back to us in this type of kind of mimicry or fake plastic version of that in the form of these podcasts or pornography or whatever it may be. And I think when you understand that this intimacy, this need for closeness can't be tolerated, that one way or the other we are going to reach out for something. For me at least, it's best to reach out for something that's real, that's nourishing in terms of the complexity of relationships, the complexity of rupture and repair and the way we engage and interact with others, and the fulfillment of that in person, or if it is online, there's an actual back and forth. It's not this one-dimensional, one-directional way. And I think when we see this as an invitation, that there's no wrong or right here, this isn't sort of good or bad, it's an indicator of something. And what is that something in us? What's missing? And how do we reorientate ourselves towards having that need fulfilled in a way that is nourishing for our minds, our hearts, our souls, whatever you want to call it. So there you go. Take care.